Let us experience the epic saga of India's journey from the first spark of rebellion in 1857 to the dawn of freedom in 1947. This visual timeline captures the courage, sacrifice, and pivotal movements that shaped a nation's destiny. The Indian Association was founded in 1876 by Surendranath Banerjee and Anand Mohan Bose to unite Indians politically and demand civil rights. It worked to spread nationalist ideas and became an important step toward the formation of the Indian National Congress.
The Vernacular Press Act was passed by the British government in 1878 to control newspapers published in Indian languages. It aimed to stop Indian newspapers from criticizing British policies and spreading nationalist ideas among the people. The act was strongly opposed by Indian leaders because it restricted freedom of speech and press.
The Ramosi peasant force was organized by Vasudev Balwant Farhakar in the 1870s to fight against British rule and support poor farmers. The Ramosis, a tribal community from Maharashtra, joined him in armed resistance and became one of the early revolutionary groups against the British.
Arya Mahila Samaj was founded by Pandita Ramabai in 1882 to promote women's education and improve the condition of women in Indian society. The organization worked against child marriage and supported widow remarriage and women's rights. The rise of the nationalist press in 1881 helped spread patriotic ideas and united Indians against British rule through newspapers and journals. Indian language newspapers played an important role in creating political awareness and encouraging the freedom movement.
The Voice of Dissent in 1883 reflected the growing opposition of Indians against British policies and unfair laws. Through speeches, newspapers, and public meetings, Indian leaders began demanding rights, equality, and self-government.
The Indian Social Conference was founded in 1887 by reformers like Mahadev Govind Ranade to promote social reforms in Indian society. It worked for women's education, widow remarriage, and the abolition of child marriage and caste discrimination. The Indian Social Conference was founded in 1887 by reformers like Mahadev Govind Ranade to promote social reforms in Indian society. It worked for women's education, widow remarriage, and the abolition of child marriage and caste discrimination.
Ripon's Resolution of 1882 promoted local self-government in India by giving more powers to local bodies like municipalities and district boards. It encouraged Indians to participate in administration and is considered an important step toward democratic governance in British India. The Hunter Education Commission was appointed in 1882 by Lord Ripon under the chairmanship of William Hunter to examine the progress of education in India. It recommended the expansion of primary education, improvement of secondary schools, and greater involvement of local bodies in managing education.
The Aitchison Committee on Public Services was appointed in 1886 to examine the Indian civil services and improve the administration system in British India. It recommended dividing civil services into imperial, provincial, and subordinate services and increasing opportunities for Indians in government jobs. The first Indian-managed bank, the Audh Commercial Bank, was established in 1881 in Faizabad, Uttar Pradesh. It was an important step in India's economic development as it was managed entirely by Indians and encouraged Indian participation in banking and finance.
In September 1893, the Parliament of the World's Religions was held in Chicago, marking the first formal gathering of representatives from major Eastern and Western spiritual traditions. It is famously remembered for the groundbreaking speeches of Swami Vivekananda, who introduced Hindu philosophy and yoga to the Western world with his call for universal tolerance. Swami Vivekananda institutionalized his vision in 1897 by founding the Ramakrishna Mission in Kolkata. The mission aimed to spread spiritual teachings along with social service through education, healthcare, and relief work for the poor and needy.
In 1897, Indian nationalist leaders strongly criticized the British economic policies for draining India's wealth and harming local industries and agriculture. This economic critique, like Dadabhai Naroji and Gopal Krishna Gokhlalpet, create awareness among Indians about poverty, unemployment, and the need for self-reliance and national development. The Chapekar brothers carried out the first major political assassination in 1897 by killing British officer W.C. Rand in Pune to protest against oppressive plague policies. Their act became a spark of militancy in the Indian freedom struggle and inspired revolutionary movements against British rule. Thank you for learning with Sharwana's Knowledge Hub. Keep exploring, keep growing, and keep shining with knowledge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more educational videos and inspiring historical content.